Hello and welcome to another episode of Rob's Ramblings here on the Bucks and Six channel. Today at the Brown Table of Sports Card Collecting, doing my second episode dedicated to Bob Ross cards. Episode 6 on my channel was dedicated to the 2023 Bob Ross release. I showed several cards that my wife and I had picked up over the last maybe 8 to 12 months, and we had sent them into SGC, got many of them graded, and almost all of them came back as graded a 10. But the grade really wasn't our main focus. It was just the fact that we liked the look of the SGC tuxedo slabs, and they just look gorgeous in those slabs. But anyway, today we're focusing on the new release. Topps released another set in 2025, and I've picked up a handful, I think 6 of them that I've got here I'm going to show off. But I've got in the background here, this is a Bob Ross card from 2023 that I did not show on my original episode, because on that original episode that I did dedicated to these cards, I focused on the 2 insert sets, the Painting the Corners and the Peaks of Power cards. And this is this is a variation of a base card. This is the paint splatter version of the base card, and this is an autograph of Bryce Terang. Bryce Terang is my current favorite baseball player playing in the major leagues right now. He's the reigning Platinum Glove Award winner in the National League, so he is definitely a guy that I like to collect. And these cards, you can see the idea behind them is there's baseball players that are superimposed with a backdrop of Bob Ross paintings. And like I've mentioned before, my wife and I just fell in love with these cards. The paintings are all beautiful, and it's just kind of that juxtaposition of a baseball player being thrust into these unusual settings. We just really love these cards, so we've been picking them up. Now, the 2025 release, I want to share a bit of a frustration that I had when the 2025 cards were released by Topps. That you could buy them on their website, and I intended to do that. I knew the exact time that they were coming out, and I was on there ready to go, and I had a glitch where I didn't realize this ahead of time, but you had to log in order to purchase this. You couldn't purchase it as a guest. And every other time I've ever purchased anything on the Topps website directly, I had purchased as a guest. But for this release, for whatever reason, they required you to be logged in. So it took me maybe 2 or 3 minutes to create an account and log in. And in that amount of time, those cards were just sold out. So I was not able to buy a box, either kind of box. They had, I'm not really sure what the names of them were, but the equivalent of a hobby box. They were pretty expensive, even straight from the factory. I want to say it was close to $300, possibly. I wasn't crazy about spending that kind of money on it, but my wife gave me the approval to do it, and so I tried for it. But by the time I got in and made my attempt, they were sold out. And then they had these other happy little boxes that were just 1 pack, I think, and even those were pretty expensive, and those were sold out very quickly as well. So I ended up missing out on getting a box myself. That would have been super fun for me to do. And then my frustration came about 20 minutes after they had sold out on the Topps website. I started seeing all these boxes showing up on eBay, and those boxes were like at least double and sometimes triple the price that people had purchased them for from the Topps website. So it was just an absolute money grab for people who were not interested in the cards at all. And then people like me, I'm really interested in the cards. I wanted the cards. I'm a collector, and I was kind of shoved out of the way, and I wasn't able to get those. And now, in order to buy a hobby box, it's ridiculous. It's like $700 or $800, and I'm not going to spend that kind of money. But I still want the cards because I love the cards so much. So I went and I've bought a handful of cards that are from the set, and some of them are the subsets that they have couple of subsets this year. One is called The Art of Stealing, which depicts speed burners that are known for stealing bases, and those cards are absolutely gorgeous, and I've picked up a few of those. Another one of the subsets is called Bat on Ball, and they're just those are more dedicated to the hitters, and people are more well known for their batting prowess. And then there's another one called Budding Stars, or Budding Prospects, or Budding Talent. Budding Talent, I think, is the name of the other one. I have not purchased any of those. And I have also just picked up a couple of the base cards, because even the base cards in these sets are gorgeous. So anyways, I've rambled on now here for almost 6 minutes, and I haven't even gotten into my episode. So I'm going to take my Bryce Terang, and I'm just going to set it up here in the background, and I'm going to show you the cards that I've purchased this year from the 2025 set. The first one is Art of Stealing card, and this is Tim Raines, and he's a guy that I remember from my childhood. He never played for a team that I particularly cheered for, but he was always a stand-up guy that I liked and admired, and really kind of like the guy. So in this card, you can see the player with the backdrop of the painting on it. It's just a beautiful, beautiful card. So there's the first one. The next one is the base card, and this is when I was just flipping through eBay, and I just looking at the pictures, I just saw some that just stood out as being just remarkably attractive cards. And this one, the painting on the background of this one, and this is a Joe DiMaggio. I don't have a ton of Joe DiMaggio cards. Matter of fact, this might be my only one. I'd have to dig through my Penny Lane and maybe my Top Loader Land boxes. I might have some post-playing era Joe DiMaggio. I certainly don't have any playing era Joe DiMaggio cards. But this card, if I'm going to have a Joe DiMaggio card, I thought this one is definitely one that I'd be proud to own. So pick that one up. That one was not too expensive. That's a real limiting factor for me on these. Bob Ross cards do get a little pricey because the boxes obviously are pricey. People are trying to make their money back, and even the base cards can, run you a little bit. But this is another one. This is a bat on ball. I love these bat on ball inserts. Some of them are different colors, but this is just a base version of the bat on ball. I love this photograph and this with that painting in the background and the color around the borders. It's George Brett. Again, he's a guy that never played for a team that I particularly cheered for, but definitely admired him. His career paralleled Robin Yount's, and there's kind of a kindred spirit between the two of them. And Robin Yount clearly is one of my guys that I collect quite a bit, so I try to also match my Robin Yount collection with cards of George Brett. So that's a bat on ball George Brett. The next card here is another Homer card here. This is a base card of Jackson Churio. I love this card. That snowy mountain in the background and sliding into the base, or wherever he's sliding into the snowbank or onto the ice rink or wherever he is. But love that photograph. Love that card. One of my favorite players currently, Jackson Churio. Another one I showed, this one kind of goes along with my opening card. I've got Bryce Terang from the 2023, the autographed rookie. And here we have Bryce Terang in the 2025 set in the Art of Stealing insert with the mountains in the background. Just love that card. Not sure my lighting is always too good. I got to work on my lighting. If anyone has any suggestions on how I should better get my cards to look on my videos, my lighting, I've got glare all the time, but I'm just an amateur doing this, having fun, loving showing off my cards. And now the last card I have, this is one I knew was in the set. This was one of the few cards that Topps released an image of before the cards were were put out there. And so I knew right off the bat I was going to hunt this one down and get it, because it is just simply gorgeous. And it's a guy that I really enjoy watching, even though he's on a rival team for my Brewers. But check out this Ellie De La Cruz. The red uniform with the blue background and the art of stealing and the light blue. Just everything about this card I just really enjoy. It's such a fantastic card. And if you follow baseball, you know Ellie is one of the more electrifying players to watch. Not too many guys in the league or have more talent than he does. He's just real young, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. And man, this card is just beautiful. So couldn't resist buying that one. So put that one off to the side here. That's the last one of the day. Didn't really get these spaced out too evenly, but anyway, these cards are gorgeous. Some of them you can get pretty reasonably. Some of them you have to pay up a little bit to get the inserts. The art of stealing cards are definitely a little bit more pricey. For me anyways. I know an expensive card for me is not the same as an expensive card for a lot of other people, but I just really enjoy these, and for me it's worth a little bit of extra for my normal purchases. So I thought I'd share these with you today, and if you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up and share my videos, and try to get the word out there that I'm trying to show off some cool stuff here on the Bucks and Six channel. But until next time, enjoy the hobby and stay true to yourself.